Hello, my name is Michael Reed. I help people to lead a life of purpose and passion using the tools of astrology. The system of astrology that I work with is something called Vedic Astrology, which is the astrology of India, which is vast and rich in tradition, but equally sometimes difficult for newcomers to get a grasp on. That's what we're going to kind of make this series of videos about, especially in relation to one of the components of this rich system of astrology. And these components are called the Nakshatras. Nakshatras means star map, loosely translated. So the Nakshatras are each connected to a star or a few stars, dependent upon the nakshatra that is in question. We're not going to go into the astronomy side of things. I just want to make this nice and easy, plain and simple, and give you an experience of each of these divisions of the sky as the moon transits through each of those. That being the case, the first of the nakshatras that is usually worked with is Ashwini, and that's a few days away. And I didn't want to wait. So I thought I would start with the new moon, and I thought that perhaps we would start with Purva Bhadrapada. Purva Bhadrapada. Purva means former. Bhadrapada means lucky feet. And that just sounds really weird and doesn't make a damn bit of sense, does it? The former lucky feet, what is that about? Well, what it refers to is there's a Purva Bhadrapada, which is the former lucky feet, and then there is Uttara Bhadrapada, which is the lunar mansion that we'll go over tomorrow, which is the latter lucky feet. So these are 4 feet of a funeral cot. Doesn't sound very lucky, does it? But it's referring to the final resting place on one level. When we reach that space where we're dead to the world, dead, D-E-A-D. So Purva Bhadrapada on a certain level deals to a degree with the concept of death, but there's a different type of death that is referred to here, which is the death to our ego. And one of the things that Purva Bhadrapada is symbolized by is a two-faced person, a politician, right? Who would have thought? No, but seriously, we all have that inner politician. We all have a dark side, and a light side. Fairy, kidding. I'm not going to do the fairy stuff, sorry. But we all have a light and a dark side. So the process of Purva Bhadrapada, or one of the things that it's connected to, is the recognition of that, the recognition of two different sides of our personality and how we operate in different ways. There's sometimes a very frustrating energy with this particular lunar mansion because we come up against ourselves quite often. We get in our own way. And when we get in our own way, we get really frustrated. And sometimes with Purva Bhadrapada, we get frustrated with other people. And this nakshatra is known to have an intense, sometimes a cruel nature to it, which doesn't make it bad. It's an energy which gets really fired up about things, right? But it sometimes gets fired up and inspired by things because its consciousness, which is here in the material world, is pulling something from its other aspect of consciousness, the more divine side, and bringing it down to earth. Equally, we transmute that dark side and go, hey, I have to face my dark side and not have this chocolate. Now I'll have the chocolate anyway. But we have to face the dark side from time to time, and we have to transmute it. And so then we go into the side of our existence that goes, I'm going to take myself up to a higher space, right? So there's the concept of bringing down, there's the concept of lifting up. And that is an energy of this particular lunar mansion. We call them nakshatras. Now, nakshatras are really interesting because they're very subtle. They quite often have several different facets to them, and these different facets of the nakshatras get brought out or illuminated by whatever is interacting with them at any given moment in time. We're not going to go into the complexities. I'm just going to give you some simple concepts related to each of these nakshatras. So if you'll remember, some of the concepts that we have connected to Purva Bhadrapada is the final resting place or the beginning of the final resting place, which basically means the confrontation of our ego and the recognition of our divine self and how we go back and forth between those two, right? Jokingly saying like a politician, but it is. It's almost like a cosmic politician, if you will. And it's an energy that can very easily get, imbalanced, frustrated, and fired up because, hey, sometimes we get in our own way. And sometimes we don't want to recognize the things that are best for us. When we do, we're often able to elevate our set of circumstances. And quite often, we're equally able to bring down divine inspiration into the material realm. And Purva Bhadrapada does work in this way. It's like having one foot in the material realm and one foot in the spiritual realm and beginning to have the recognition and realization of this. So if you'd like to know a little bit more about the nakshatras or the lunar mansions, or if you'd like to work with me, please look for my details if you're watching this on TikTok up in the link tree section. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see a way to work with me at the link above. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll talk to you tomorrow with Uttada Bhadrapada Nakshatra. Bye now.